Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is a quick review of Unit A. This is your very first test, and I wish you the best of luck. And sorry I cannot be there with you today, but I will see you Monday. Wanted to let you know, A, do not write on this test. Make sure that you turn it in and do your assignment that comes after it. Also wanted to especially let period 2 know to make sure that you get the handout for this test. It is in the subfolder. So I told you yesterday that we'd go over the study guide today, and I'm not there. But I find the most important thing is going to be going over this review with you, truly. So instead, we're going to go over this review. It's only going to take a few minutes, but listen carefully because I looked over the test to create this review. All right, so as you experienced on your quiz yesterday, there are different types of rock cycles that you are going to see. The key is that I learned is if you can figure out where sediment is and if you can figure out where magma is, then you're good to go, right? Where everything else is on the rock cycle. Because in order to go from igneous to sedimentary, you have to have sediment. And in order to go from metamorphic to igneous, you have to have some kind of magma, so the melting of the magma. And of course, I know you can't see because that's there, but to go to sedimentary to metamorphic is heat and pressure. Sorry, I don't know why you can't see that. So a couple key things with your igneous rock right here. Remember, igneous can be intrusive or extrusive, or even other types. Metamorphic can be intrusive or extrusive, but mainly it goes with igneous. Intrusive means that it was created inside the earth. Remember, intrusive, and that deals with magma. Extrusive was outside the earth, okay, and that is created by your magma. When you get to metamorphic here, remember that you have foliated and non-foliated. Your foliated has the striations, or it looks like layers that you can see clearly, and it makes it look like sedimentary rock. Okay? Note that all the rock cycle is powered by Earth's interior, so not just the core, but core and the mantle as well. Now, for weathering and erosion, remember that weathering is the breakdown of Earth's materials, okay? And it has chemical and physical weathering. Okay? Physical just changes the appearance, chemical changes the composition. Now, then you have erosion. Okay, erosion is the movement of sediment soil from one location to another. So this is when they talk about transported. Erosion materials are transported. Remember, water, ice, or wind are your erosion agents. And then after something gets moved, it gets deposited. Okay, when particles get carried by wind, water, or ice, it's deposited or dropped in another location. So remember that that is the order of weathering, erosion, deposition. Also keep in mind that weathering, especially temperature, an increase in temperatures and surface area help accelerate the weathering process. Now, when it comes to soil, remember you have different layers. The top soil is more of your organic layer, and we talked about how that helps feed the producers. Okay? This is a very important layer. It's the most important layer actually in it. The most organic, most fertile is here. Okay? Climate is the biggest influence on soil formation. Okay? So it depends on how fast it weathers and whatnot. Okay? And remember when it comes to particle size that sand is the largest. What's next? Silt is the next largest particle size, and clay is the smallest. So think about sand as a basketball. Think about silt as a softball, and think about clay as golf ball size. All right, last but not least is geohazard. So I have 2 geohazards listed here. Again, second period, make sure you get the list for geohazards. Okay, so what I have here is flooding is the first one. Normally areas that are closer to water are going to flood. For example, Wilmington, North Carolina is on the coast of North Carolina, so it would be more susceptible to flooding. Over here I have a picture of an earthquake. Okay, when it comes to the earthquake, what are ways to mitigate? Okay, and that means make less severe. One, you don't want to live on a fault line. That's not a good spot. Okay, a fault line is where, and we'll learn in section B, a fault line is where most of your tectonic plate activity happens. So you want to avoid that area for sure. And going back to the water for a second, one of the things is tsunamis. And don't get flooding and tsunamis confused. A tsunami is a big tidal wave. So someplace like Japan would have a big tidal wave, okay, that could come in. Even though areas on the coast of North Carolina are near water, that doesn't mean that we're going to get tsunamis. Okay? So North Carolina is least likely not to get a tsunami. All right, well, that was just about 6 or 7 minutes of your time. Please read carefully your questions on your test. Also, be sure that if you are on my list of accommodations, that you take care of that. The teachers will be here to pick you up, or will be there to pick you up. All right, I think that is all, and that is it. The sub has my number if you guys need me. Have a good day.